Quillan Salkilld takes on Nasrat Haqparast this Saturday at UFC 321, and this is a big step up in competition for Quillan Salkilld. Coming in off of a win over Yanal Ashmouz, Anshul Jubli, and a Gage Young decision win on Dana White's Contender Series, taking on Nasrat Haqparast, who I think is, one of the dark horses of the lightweight division. He's been in the game since like 2017. He's fought a lot of really good guys, and he's currently on a 5-fight winning streak, 2 split decisions, but they were over Jared Gordon and Esteban Ribovic. So, I'm pretty high on Nasrat Haqparast. Had his losses to Dan Hooker, Bobby Green back in the day, 2021, 2022, lost to Judober by finish, by strikes. But outside of those losses, which again, no shame in those losses, he looked really good. He's got really good boxing, really good takedown defense, really good cardio, so he's really hard to get out of there. And he's really hard to beat. And Quillan Salkilld hasn't been tested, by the level of fighter that Nasrat Haqparast is, but he's also very good. He's very big for the division, 6 foot, only 25 years old, only going to be growing into his frame even more, only going to be improving, still several years away from his prime. Has shown power on the feet, has shown really good striking, kicks, body kicks, good technique with the hands, jiu-jitsu black belt, has really good wrestling, really good pressure, does suffer some cardio issues at times, but I think this is going to be a fun fight. It's going to depend on if Salkilld, in my opinion, can get it to the ground, and if Nasrat Haqparast can keep it on the feet and just kind of touch him up with the striking, because I would give the striking edge to Nasrat Haqparast. Quillan Salkilld will definitely give the wrestling advantage, the grappling advantage to him. Jiu-jitsu black belt. Nasrat Haqparast, a jiu-jitsu purple belt, I believe. Not really known for his submission ability, but is known for, like an 85% takedown defense. So Nasrat's very, very, very good on the feet. Really fast hands, really good boxing work, southpaw, nasty uppercuts, can fight going forward, can fight going backwards. So I think this is going to be a really fun fight. I'm going to have to go with Nasrat Haqparast, though, just with the overall experience edge that he has, been in the game for a long time and still only like 30 years old, so still in his primes, fought really good guys at lightweight. Like I said, Quillan Salkilld, big and strong, only 25, not even in his prime yet. He's looked really good. I think his kicks are going to be effective to kind of corral Nasrat Haqparast. He's got good wrestling, good timing on his takedowns. Has the finishing ability as well, 3 KOs, 3 subs, but it's hard for me to imagine or to see a way for him to beat somebody like Nasrat Haqparast at this point in his career. I think that he's got a lot of potential in the future, but he just really hasn't fought anyone, and I just think Haqparast at this point is just too big of a step up. He's got too much momentum. He looks like he's really starting to put things together everywhere. Salkilld will be the taller guy. He'll have a 3-inch reach advantage, but I just think Haqparast's boxing is just so crispy. I think he'll have the speed advantage with the hands. I think he'll have the striking edge. As being a southpaw, just very crafty. Doesn't really load anything up at all. Just kind of lets his punches flow off of his shoulders, and has a really good guard. Really good defensively. Slips, rolls his shoulders, just has really good, kind of shoulder defense. And I think he'll be able to fight well wherever this fight goes. If Quillan's pushing forward, him be able to counter him as the fight progresses. And I think Quillan will start to slow down. He'll be, pushing forward more, looking to land shots. So he doesn't kick the most. I would give the kick advantage to Salkilld, but he does use his teep kicks or Nasrat Haqparast does use his teep kicks to kind of manage the distance a little bit better. But would give the kick advantage to Quillan Salkilld. Also because he's not going to be afraid of the takedown or Nasrat catching the kick. So I think that Salkilld will definitely need to get this fight to the ground in order to win. But Nasrat Haqparast has really good takedown defense, like 84% takedown defense, I think it is. He does a really good job of just digging underhooks as guys come in, pulls them up off of his hips. We saw that in the Jared Gordon fight. And kind of punishes guys too. If they shoot in, they don't get the takedown, he really punishes them with strikes as they're close. And does a really good job of throwing strikes to the chest of guys in case they do dip for takedowns. He's hitting them in the head. If not, he's hitting them to the solar plexus area. He throws really good uppercuts to kind of deter guys from shooting, and also to give him that those natural underhooks. His hands are already low if guys do shoot. So again, not the more credentialed jiu-jitsu guy. So if it does go to the ground, obviously I'm going to give it to Salkilld, but I trust Nasrat to be able to keep it on the feet. He's really tough. He's got a good chin. Was KO'd by Drew Dober several years ago, but since then, and it's held up, and he's been tested. He's had the good experience against the Dan Hookers, the Bobby Greens, Rafa Garcias. Like I said earlier, coming off of wins over Esteban Ribovic and Jared Gordon, which are very solid wins, and only 30 years old. Been in the UFC for 8 years. Trains out of the TriStar gym with Faraz Zahabi. So he's got a really good camp behind him, and I just think he'll be able to kind of keep it on the feet and just outbox Quillan Salkilld. I think he'll be able to defend the takedowns to the point where Salkilld kind of starts to give up on him, just because he's using so much gas to get it there, and I think he'll start to take over as the fight progresses. We saw Salkilld start to kind of fade against Gage Young, who's also very similar to Nasrat Haqparast. He's got really good boxing, really good wrestling, takedown defense. So I think I see something similar to that happening in this one. And I think that Nasrat's got he's got the cardio for days to push a high pace with the striking, with the grappling, back and forth, defending takedowns. So I like Nasrat Haqparast in this one. I don't know. I guess this is a very evens fight, but I just think, Nasrat Haqparast coming off of wins over guys like Jared Gordon, Esteban Ribovic, them giving him Quillan Salkilld, a young up-and-comer, when Nasrat's on a 5-fight winning streak. Granted, Salkilld, he's on a 2-fight winning streak, not including his Gage Young win, but just, I don't know, this matchup doesn't really make sense for me. But I'm wondering if nobody wanted to fight him over in Abu Dhabi. So, weird matchup for me, in my opinion, but I am going to go with Nasrat Haqparast. I think he'll be able to win enough rounds to get a decision. Thanks.